On a cold October morning in Dawes Hollow, a quiet Midwestern town where crime was nearly unheard of, 32-year-old nurse Mara Ellison vanished. She had just finished her overnight shift at St. Luke's Medical Center. Hours later, her white Honda Civic was discovered near the river pull-off. The driver's door was ajar, a half-empty coffee sat in the holder, and her hospital badge rested on the seat. No signs of a struggle, no skid marks, no blood. It was as though she had stepped out of her life and disappeared. The community was shaken. Mara was more than just a nurse. She was the person who stayed late with anxious patients, the neighbor who remembered birthdays, the friend who always picked up the phone. Vigils were held, search parties organized, and prayers whispered in church pews. At first, authorities suggested it might have been a random act of violence, perhaps a stranger passing through. It was an explanation people clung to. It made the nightmare easier to bear. But Detective Lena Park, who led the case, felt uneasy. Something about the scene was too neat, too controlled. As investigators dug deeper, secrets emerged. In Mara's home, they found an envelope with nearly $2,000 in cash tucked away in her freezer. Her bank records showed she had been withdrawing $300 every Thursday for the past 2 months. At the hospital, whispers circulated about missing painkillers that mysteriously reappeared in the inventory logs. Then came the biggest clue. Security footage from the church parking lot showed Mara's car meeting with a dark pickup truck 3 weeks in a row. A quick exchange, headlights flashing, and then both vehicles drove away. The puzzle pieces sharpened when detectives uncovered a burner phone hidden in Mara's kitchen. The text messages inside painted a darker picture. Same place? 9:10. It's too much, H. Last time. Promise. I'm not doing this anymore. The messages, the cash, the late-night meetings, all pointed to a local woman, Hazel Bickford. Hazel was not the type of suspect anyone expected. She was the PDA treasurer, a volunteer at the clinic, and the wife of a sheriff's deputy. On the surface, she seemed untouchable. But the illusion shattered when county workers discovered a torn sleeve from Mara's cardigan caught in a storm drain near the old cannery. DNA tests confirmed it was hers. That drain system led investigators straight to a construction site 2 blocks from Hazel's home. Beneath freshly disturbed soil, they found Mara's body. She had died from a blunt force head injury. When confronted, Hazel confessed. Years earlier, she had suffered a back injury and quietly developed a dependency on prescription painkillers. Embarrassed and afraid of being exposed, she turned to Mara for help. Compassionate but conflicted, Mara had given in, providing Hazel with small amounts of medication. The handoffs became routine, but eventually Mara decided she couldn't continue. She threatened to report Hazel, hoping to save her before things got worse. That final meeting turned into an argument. In the struggle, Mara struck her head against Hazel's truck. In a panic, Hazel buried her near the construction site, telling herself it was an accident no one would ever uncover. Hazel was arrested and charged with manslaughter, obstruction, and drug diversion. Her husband resigned from the sheriff's department. For Dawes Hollow, the arrest cut deeper than relief. It meant the danger hadn't come from a passing stranger, but from someone they knew and trusted. At the river, the town placed a memorial bench for Mara. The plaque read, "For Mara, who held us together. For her family and friends, the pain never faded." They remembered her as a woman who gave more than she had, who spent her life healing others, only to be undone by a secret she carried for someone else.